in. But first of all, let me know, how are you sexy, lovely looking people doing? And remember, this stream of ours, thank you so much, Shahid Amin, is only for the sexy looking people.
This dance ain't for everybody. Only the sexy people.
Thank you so much, Sandra. Wow, I missed you all. I missed you. I always say that when I've been gone for a while, right? But I literally missed you. And I am telling you, I mean, this is live, straight live from Ukraine. And I mean, the electricity here is not really doing good. I mean, blackouts. I mean, this has been the worst moment that I have ever experienced since we had this war. I mean, even though we got the tanks right outside the window, and we got Igor standing here taking care of business. He's been taking care of business now for 9 months. But I've always said Ukraine where we live doesn't really impact. We don't no rockets here on the right, no rockets on the left, and no rockets in the back pocket. But the electricity has really, really been nasty. It's really been nasty. I mean, it's like, I'm actually surprised that we can do this stream. So if it's gonna cut out, well, then just because there's no electricity. So he certainly deserves a pay rise. It's been 9 months, but on the other hand, he's happy that he doesn't have to go to the front, right? Because I mean, there has been a lot of Igor's brothers never coming back. So yeah, so much for if it's gonna, if I'm just gonna disappear, then I don't think it's YouTube that took down our channel. It's just electricity from Ukraine. Now, there's a lot of things actually to mention from here, because they're setting up hot spots, not hot pots, but hot spots, right? And a hot spot is a place in the city where, when you have no electricity, you can go, and then there it's warm. I think you can get a cup of tea, and you can charge your phone, and there's Wi-Fi. That's a hot spot. And I think they're setting up 9,000 hotspots. Now, all I say is that fighting a war is a luxury. And if you can't even keep your people, your citizens warm, well, then maybe you cannot afford the luxury of fighting a war. But that's just how I think. Anyway, this will be my last stream from Ukraine. I am, right after this stream, tomorrow morning, I'm going to pack my 7 things, and this time really going to get out of here, at least until we got clear electricity. So, what are we going to talk about today? Did Bitcoin reach a bottom? And you know that we have put in the 12,000. We put in the 12,000 back in January. But today I want to focus on actually 2 other analysts that are giving their 2 cents on the dollar on where they think the bottom might be. And I was actually happy to see that it's very much according into our little analysis. And there's just a few news, and that's it. And then we're going to wish each other a lovely Saturday night. And you sexy looking people, you can do whatever you want about time. So let's get this little show of ours started. And I think it goes a little something like this. I want to welcome you to Crypto Never Sleeps. In case you're new to this channel, you want to stand on top of the crypto world, well then please hit like, smash, subscribe, so that you can be notified every time we upload videos and stream, so that you can, and this is really important to me, protect your wealth, preserve your wealth, and ultimately increase your wealth. My name is Nico Arachi, and I'm the host of this little show. Okay, so first things first, and as always, we are going to look a little bit at the charts, right? And I always like to point this out as being the level of market manipulation, and it always goes the same. And I will never stop saying that until we have a fully mature market. I mean, we're looking here at Bitcoin, which is the 16,469, and then we got Bitcoin, down, what is 0.3%. We got Ethereum up 0.5%, but still, if you look at the charts, it almost, they're identical, right? High correlation. We got Cardano down 0.31. There's a little bit of bad news around Cardano that I will mention today. One of the low cap coins that we actually did invest in. It was not a top quality coin, not a coin that we've been mentioning a lot, but fuck, it's no longer there. Which coin? Let me know if you know. We'll talk about it a little bit later. We got Polkadot at $5.31, usually around the $6, but also up 0.76. Now, since it has been a while since we have been streaming, that's why we always do our technical analysis on the weekly with the 7-day moving average. But sometimes you actually don't need much more, right? And we are still seeing that we are not hovering. We are below the 7-day moving average, and I believe as long as we are below that, we are still in this nasty bear territory. We can also see, however, what we can see here is in the last 2 weeks, the volume has gone down. Actually, not significantly, but quite something compared to the past few weeks, so let's say 3-4 months. However, volume is always a good sign, right? It's just funny that we're seeing this amount of volume, and and we're not really seeing, since August, we haven't really seen the price move a lot. Yeah, with Ethereum, more or less the same, except for the volume, right? The volume pattern there is different, but we're still below the 7-day moving average, and so we will try. I still think that the main question is, when are we finally going to get out of this bear market? And good news for the ones who listened and came in and bought lovely, sexy looking coins, 50 to 80% down below from the all-time highs, because, we are going to celebrate as soon as it's basically gonna, let's see if Bitcoin is really gonna touch 12, but it looks like the sentiment is there. So, sucks for Adana. You're right, Raymond. Sucks for Adana. And we will talk about Adana in a little bit, in a second. But first things first, I do want to say hello to see who is here, who is in the chit chat, because I missed you so much. You can't believe it. I missed you more than, yeah. So who do we got here? We got Vax, my friend, who's moving to Disney World. I mean, everybody loves Mickey Mouse. And Raymond, good to see you. And Socks for Adana. Yeah, that is, we will go right on to that. We got Dima, Crypto Dima is actually the one who's making the presentations. Persian Empire. How are you doing? Good to see you. And we got Gen X Crypto. So hotspot equals coffee shop. Yeah. I don't even know if they have coffee there. Now, I personally have not been at one of the hotspots, but I do know that Zelensky, he was criticizing, Klitschko, the former world heavyweight champion, who is mayor of Kiev. Apparently, he had, said that they'd already set 400 coffee hotspots up in Kiev, but apparently not. So Zelensky was criticizing him. Let's see where that's gonna go. I don't think it's good when you have, when there's gonna be criticism from within. Remember, every great empire, not that Ukraine is a great empire, but they do fall from within. And I think it's time that this war should stop so we can figure out where we are. How are you doing, Nas? Hamid, no faces here. Good to see you. And also, so Crypto Granny is here. And we got Steve Webb. And I know Chandy Crypto. Too long intro. Sorry for that. Thomas Kliman is here. Good to see you. And Tommy Loss. Thank you so much. And so, and we got a spammer. It's always time for spammers. Yeah, Dima, thank you so much. Okay, guys. So, why don't we let's talk about the bad things first, and that is Adana. That is really the truth. Boom. Now I mean, there's not so. I mean, I went into. I mean, the price. Let's go in there and look at it. Where do we Adana? Where do we have it? I mean, I'm writing wrong. There we go. It should be, now I can't even find it here. That's fantastic. Why is it like that? Yeah, that's always like that, when I'm on the. But anyway, it went down 85%. Let me just. We need to take him away. Put user and hide user on this channel. There we go. So we take him. There was some spamming, and why can I not find Adana? That's also something. It is the one that is down the most, but nevertheless, it's down 89% or something in the last few days. And Adana was supposed to be the DeFi hub of Cardano, and there I have to say that one of our old friends who hasn't been here on the channel very long is called Witness 101, and he did say Adano is a piece of shit. Now we didn't know, and I also, well, yeah, I don't think you mean it's down 89%. I think we all understand that that's a shit show, right? What I want to say about that is that this bear trend, this bear cycle that we're seeing, is we're going to see a lot of bad apples eliminated or simply just stop. Now, what I mean, for for the grace of God, or what I did like about Adana is that at least they wrote a message and they said, we are not getting any further funding. It's been difficult to increase the funding, and we're going to put the project on hold. Now, they're still going to keep the protocol public, so in case there's another team that want to go in and try their luck, they can. What I liked, I mean, there's nothing to like about it, but what I did like the transparency that at least they announced it. Now, I mean, I think that we can philosophize long term about the Cardano ecosystem, about the bear market, the fact that we also do not need 500 decentralized exchanges or DeFi protocols in the in the ecosystem of the future finance. So yeah, we had it in our portfolio. Betty, she was very angry, very, very angry. But this is what happens. This is what happens. And that is not why, but it's a reason why I've been trying the last 5 months really to push quality coins over quantity. Now that we got that out of the way, let me know, if we have hit the bottom. That's what we're going to talk about. And let's move over to better things than Adana. But we wish them well. But the only thing I wanted to say, I'm not going to sell them because the position has like a 90% loss or something. I will keep them. You never know. There may come a new team that will actually pick up where they left. And it seems to me that Cardano is going to need a good DeFi protocol, even though there's, maybe some others, but you never know. So, and I'm not going to sell them with 90%. So that I'm just wanted to point that out. Now let's go. Did Bitcoin reach its bottom? And as I said, I'm gonna share an article that I found, and it's from 2 different analysts and what they are predicting. Now, remember my prediction, which I've shared with you a few times, is that when we see Bitcoin's historical correction, we saw in 2013 to 15, it was 14 months, almost 15 months, and we saw a drawdown of 86%. Then from 17 to 19, saw a drawdown of 83%. And the current drawdown where we are, that we saw from 68,000 to what we had here a few days ago, 15,682, we are down 77%. Now, I have always, or since January, said that I think that Bitcoin could hit 12,000 by December 2022. That means that gives me 33 days to see if I am truly number one. And I hope I will be, but anyway, we're close with 15. So because it's, that I just keep repeating my predictions, I thought we would look at Barrow Virtual. And what they're saying is that Bitcoin may need $1 billion more on-chain losses So they predict or think that we still need 1 billion more losses because the Bitcoin price, or let's say the losses, are not yet bad enough in order, or if you compare them or rival to previous Bitcoin bear markets. So according to this market research firm that I never heard of, but they were on Cointelegraph, Baro Virtual, the 2022 bear market is not yet harsh enough to match historical downtrends. I mean, that's something that I would also kind of agree with the 12,000, right? So, but here they're going more on a figure basis, and they're saying the Bitcoin lost only 671 million. Now, obviously, as we know, right now, or let's say in the last month and so on, analysts, they have been predicting, they've really become bearish in the last, let's say, 1 to 2 months, with 14,000 lower. So obviously, the big question is, when are we going to bottom out? This is, as they write, the hottest topics in the space, not only this month. So what they did here, Baro Virtual, is that they analyzed data from on-chain analytics firm Whale Map. And, they are presenting here a simplistic arithmetic point of view. If I had 20K, I would buy one whole BTC now. I hope, well, if you're going to stick around and until the next third cycle, I think you can buy a few. So what they're doing, because usually I like that they're using this Whale Maps, moving profit and loss. So remember, this is what they're talking about. Moving profit and loss, so MPL figures for on-chain BTC transactions. And what they did note that in the past, macro BTC price bottoms occurred once those transactions losses were equal to or more than the equivalent profits in the bull run which preceded them. This it's not so difficult. It might sound, when I read it here, a little stupid, but in other words, on-chain losses need to equal or be greater than on-chain gains from the prior bull run, right? I think that's okay. So you need to kind of lose more than what you won on the last bull run. And what they write, otherwise, in most cases, Bitcoin has fallen further later on. So basically, they're saying we need to go under that threshold. So the monthly MPL Whale Map makes it almost sure, at least in most cases, to determine the global bottom of Bitcoin. And this is what they wrote on November 22nd. So just one more time to hammer the message here of what they're trying to say. That the condition is that the current loss level must be equal to or greater than the max profit level of the previous bull run. And so, based on this, on Whale Map, is that the current realized losses are not large enough to fit Bitcoin's historical capitulation trend, leaving the door open to further BTC price losses or further downturn. So how much is needed? That's the question, right? How much is needed? And this could mean that the ultimate macro bottom for Bitcoin lies lower than this week's 2-year low of 15,480. So they're calculating a little bit about, millions and billions in terms of what we need to see the market lose. And now the losses are at 671 million, and the previous max profit is somewhere from around 1.3 billion to 1.7 billion. Now, remember, you always have to take that with a grain of salt. So here we got the Whale Map. The Whale Map. I tried to look at it a little bit. Maybe you guys are smarter than I. I could not completely get warm with it, but... So basically, I tried to... So what they're saying is that somewhere between 629 million to 1 billion are still missing in order to confirm capitulation. Now, they might be right or not, but at least it goes also along the narrative of what I have said, the 80% loss from the previous all-time high. So in this article, they moved right on to something that I can relate to, and that is the drawdown from the all-time high. Right? And we can see here from 15 to almost at 15 13 to 15, we saw 86%. And then in December 18, we saw a drawdown of 83%. And currently, here in 2022, we have 77% drawdown. So here, this is, as you saw, data from Glassnode. So here they are saying that the findings complement a narrative that likewise suggests that the 2022 bear market is yet to rival 2014 and 2018, years which saw macro lows in Bitcoin's two prior halving cycles, right? Remember, so there's also, we're going to have another halving in Bitcoin, I mean, I've never put too much attention on this halving cycles, but perhaps there's something about it, and that is why that from their point of view, we have to see the same percentage drawdown like we've seen in the prior halving cycles. So what they're saying here, versus the latest all-time high in November 2021, BTC has so far managed a 77% drawdown, and that is less than in prior bear markets. And this is what we can see here. We say we're right now 77%, right? And we compare to the last two, 83, 86. I mean, sometimes you can, it depends if it's a daily close or a weekly close, but somewhere along the line. But then again, you know, you can see back in 11, it was 93. In 15, it was 86. In 2018, it was 83. So it could be, you know, that the trend is towards lower drawbacks from all-time highs. I mean, that's why I put it at 12,000, because remember, on my little prediction here, 81% by December 2022. Well, who knows, right? So the last piece of text here is, so what they're saying here, likewise, the percentage of the overall BTC currently held in profit is almost, but not quite, at lows synonymous with macro bottoms. So they're trying here to make a comparison here with the macro bottoms from the whale map and this 80% from drawdown from all-time highs chart from Glassnode. So basically what Charlie B. Lello, who is founder and CEO of Compound Capital Advisors, said here a few days ago, is that Bitcoin 78% drawdown over the last year is its largest since 2017-18, and at a 376 days, is now the second longest, trailing only to the 13-15 decline of 410 days. So just to maybe, I mean, I don't know here if there's some real value in what I went through. It is very difficult currently to find real value, except for that we are seeing mass adoption, or at least we are seeing a lot being developed and a lot going on, especially also on government levels when it comes to the CBDC. But so just to recap here, we got 13, 15, 14, almost 15 months. We got 17 to 19, 14 months, and we are very close to the 13, 14 month currently, which, I mean, it would be too easy if this would be the way that the cookie crumbles, right? It would be too easy. On the other hand, I don't think that anybody really expected from its high in November 2021 that was it. I mean, the good times, the last bull market was very fast, right? But then, I mean, we are now in almost the 13th month of bear market. God damn it. Anyway, let me know what you think, and I'll just have a Bahama Mama moment, and then we will go to the news. So here we go. Like what MK says, we didn't even have a bear market since Bitcoin is live. That's also true when you look at it, when you look at it a little bit from a perspective. Okay, I always point out the CBDC regulation, and I do think, I mean, there's so much going on. There's so much going on when it comes to, CBDC regulation, right? I mean, when it's the WEF, the World Economic Forum, when it is the World Health Organization, right after the G20 meeting, right? They're coming up with this, with the vaccine passport that everybody needs in order so that we can travel. Basically, obviously on the blockchain, and it doesn't really matter if it's going to be the CBDC or it's going to be a digital identity pass, health pass, right? It will be the same. it will be the same. It will be the same chip or ID that we get that will mirror, monitor everything that we do. Our credit ratings, the money that we earn, how much we have to pay in tax, and how many vaccines we get. However, as this is not really truly a political channel, right? We're here to make money. For us, it's important to see the development of the CBDC, and it is really, really, really moving on. So a little bit here, we got just some recent news. EU-based crypto exchange Bitpanda, they secured crypto license in Germany. Having obtained this license, the Austrian-based crypto exchange can now legally market its services to residents in Germany. Now, Bitpanda may be smaller, but they have actually already acquired crypto custody license in countries like Spain, the United Kingdom, Italy, Sweden, France, the Czech Republic, and Austria. So, I don't know if might not heard a lot about Bitpanda, but there are other other exchanges coming that are proper regulated, and we're referring to FTX, which was just one big scam. Now, I would like to point out we never invested or used FTX. So this is also here, Bank of Japan to trial digital yen with 3 mega banks. So the Bank of Japan, they continue experimenting with a potential digital yen. Now, of course, they are going to issue and launch their own CBDC. But what they did is that they started with 3 mega banks and regional banks to conduct a CBDC issuance pilot. And it aims to provide a demo experiment for the issuance of Japan's national digital currency, the digital yen, starting in spring 2023. And I also, you see, that's what I've always said. I think there's some magic about 3, right? The Web 3.0 and 2023. I think that's where we really going to see the turnaround when it comes to quality coins over shit coins, right? What else do we have here? We got a little bit of here. El Salvador, they have now finally made the decisive step to the realization of its Bitcoin bond project. And they introduced a bill confirming the government plan to raise 1 billion and invest them into the construction of a Bitcoin city, right? So not bad. If you have time, you should read this 33-page digital securities bill, which it was launched last week, which urges lawmakers to create a legal framework using the digital asset in public issuance by El Salvador. So you see, now if we are against the CBDC per se, and there's still hope that Bitcoin could be the global reserve currency. I mean, at least we're seeing some countries trying to implement it, and let's see where this war is going to go. JP Morgan has also, a lot of people always say that Bob Diamond or whatever, Jamie Dimon, he hated Bitcoin. Yeah, he did, but he always absolutely loved the blockchain, and he loved the blockchain Ethereum, and that is Quorum, right? It's just a permission blockchain based on Ethereum. But what they did is that they got granted wallet trademark covering various virtual currency and crypto payment services. This is big. Because, I mean, it is the biggest bank in the world, right? And JP Morgan probably will remain the biggest bank. Many other banks are going to disappear, but JP Morgan will certainly stick around, right? So the United States Patent and Trademark Office has granted JP Morgan Chase Bank's trademark registration for JP Morgan Wallet, right? It's going to be there. That's a wallet that's probably going to have a lot of clients for use in a wide range of financial service, including virtual currency transfers and exchanges, as well as crypto payment services. I want to point this out, and then we're finished. I want to point out that I mean, all of you who are here, you're pioneers. All of you here, I need to congratulate you, right? Because you're really capitalizing on the transfer, or let's say from the implosion of a current global fiat system, which is going where as a current government or whoever are in charge are going to introduce the future of finance, which is going to be on the blockchain. Now, having this vision and participating in it is something that where, respect to you. It is, however, hard that when we have seen 13 months of a bear market, still to believe that this is going to be the future of finance. But let me tell you one thing. Even though, I started in crypto back in 2015, and especially, some others way earlier, but especially after the 2017-18 high, and, it just went down, 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 until, 2019 when it started turning around, and then we saw a high in 2021. I can tell you that in 18 and 19 and in the beginning of 20, you could not find valuable piece of news regarding blockchain mass adoption. And right now, I mean, this is basically what our live streams have been about in the past 3 months, because I'm just trying every day. I can imagine that, some of you are hanging there, thinking it's never going to turn around. But, I mean, all the signs are there. Cryptocurrency is here to stay. Just remember, you got to focus on quality over quantity. And that's all I got to say about that. And now let's have a little chit chat, and that's it. Here we go. Oh, let me so see. Frank Greiner, bottom at 7 to 9. Actually, Frank Greiner, I don't know, are you German? I did once also. I saw 8,000 in Bitcoin being the low. But yeah, so let me know how you got to that. I just didn't, I've been at 12,000, and when I announced 12,000 was in January, everybody were already throwing old tomatoes at me. So let's see here. And we got Dario here. He is saying a lot. Surfer Girl is here. How are you doing? Good to see you. Lots of love to you. You know that. And so if there's no... We've been in a bear market longer. Yes. So if there are any questions, then thank you so much. When society collapses, what can I do with Bitcoin? Absolutely nothing, right? Well, I think many times we have said that society will collapse, and I mean, if society is going to collapse, or then we need to be diversified, right? Then it really comes down to having some gold in the right pocket, some silver in the left, and having some crypto in the back pocket, and hopefully also some real estate, or even a piece of land where you can grow your own vegetables. I have that in Ukraine now, and for that we don't really need the electricity, but since I'm not growing my own vegetables yet, then it is. Okay. Guys, I thank you so much for being here. I love you. You know that. Thank you for being here. And let me just see here. Crypto looks bottom. The question is if macroeconomics will turn, as by David Hunter. If we go further down, then crypto will go further still. BCH, and then Morris is a BCH as a Bitcoin Cash to the moon. I think Bitcoin Cash has great potential. It is very, very difficult to, sometimes I like to make some predictions, but obviously, I think that two things could happen. You see, we need to decouple from the traditional financial markets, and that include, the stock market, the bond market, and obviously also the fiat currency, right? But you also, on the other hand, you need to convince people, right? I mean, of course, the governments, they can always impose, the new CBDC on people, but people don't really like when things are being forced upon them. So I could imagine that we're going to see at some point in the near future that we're going to see the traditional markets really crash, and perhaps then out of the blue, we would see crypto start to uncorrelate, because it's been correlating very heavily to the traditional markets, start uncorrelating and maybe actually start generating returns. And remember, with the $836 billion is the entire market cap of the all 20,000 cryptocurrencies. Very little. Very, very little. I think there's an orchestra behind. Of course, on the other hand, it could also happen that we're going to see the traditional markets implode and crypto will follow. It's very difficult to say. It is very difficult to say. That's why I also think that Frank, when he's saying 7 to 9, there is actually resistance down there. But let's see. Anyway, guys, I love you so much. And remember, Ukraine here, electricity is not our friend. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, and stay strong. And thank you for being here. And remember, we all got comeback power. This year was a very difficult year for me. One of the hardest, toughest years, and still is. Still is. All of you who are here, even all 20 of you who give me a like, write me a comment. It means the world to me. I never made YouTube to earn any money because it really doesn't pay off when you are the littlest crypto channel on the internet. But the fact that we have this community